Your relationship might be bad, but just be happy you ain't dating this female cop. Her name's Valerie, and she's about 30 when this story starts, living in New York. In 2017, she meets a guy who changes her life. So one day, Valerie was on patrol in Queens when she spots this guy washing his car. She thinks he's fine, so she pulls over and says hello. The guy's name is John, and he thinks she's pretty fine too. They hit it off, start flirting, except here's the problem. Valerie is married. That doesn't stop them though. They exchange contacts, start hanging out, and eventually start smashing. Over time, they build a serious relationship, sneaking around, meeting at hotels. At a point, they even get tattoos on their hands that say "Till Death," and John gets her name tattooed on him too. These two are deep in it. One day, John introduces Valerie to his young daughter, and quickly, Valerie starts to hating on this girl. She's jealous, thinks John buys his daughter too many expensive things, pays her too much attention. She wants all of that for herself. John knows Valerie's jealous, but he just tries to keep the peace. A year goes by and they're still going strong, still smashing, and Valerie is still hating on the daughter. One day they're hanging out and John gets a message. Valerie asks who is texting him, and he says it was Justin Friend. She knows it was his daughter. And boom, she pulls out her gun, points it at him, and says, "If you ever lie to me again, I'll blow your head off." John freaked out and reports her. Her police department places her on modified duty, no more patrol, just monitoring security cameras, and they take her gun. Around this same time, her marriage starts falling apart. She gets into a big fight with her husband. He gets arrested for domestic violence, though he claimed not been wrong. One big mess, I guess. Days later, John breaks up with her because she pointed a gun at him. He also reaches out to her husband, meets up with him, and confesses the whole affair and apologized. That same year, the husband files for divorce. Now Valerie's single and desperate to get John back. She calls him constantly, harasses and threatens him and his daughter. Maybe that's her way of getting back. John files a restraining order. She violates it over and over again. He has her arrested, the case moved to court, but John can't bring himself to testify against her, so he lies and says he made it all up. Valerie walks. And somehow, they get back together. But they thought this couldn't get worse. Now they're living together, which means Valerie is around John's daughter, and she still can't stand her. She's also going through the divorce, which is expensive and stressful, making her angrier by the day. By 2019, she goes completely off the deep end. One day, she tells John that his divorced husband needs to just die and that she wants to hire a hitman. John, on the other hand, doesn't think she's serious, but she keeps bringing it up. Then she adds that they should kill his teenage daughter too. Now he knows she means it. As much as John loves Valerie, he's not about to have his daughter killed. So, he pretends to go along with the plan, and the moment she leaves for work, he goes straight to the police. The FBI tells him to start recording their conversations. He does, and he gets Valerie on tape laying out the murder plots, one hitman to kill her husband, then his daughter with a car. John tells her he'll look for someone. The feds are already setting up a grab. They go to the husband, tell him everything, and ask him to fake a death. He agrees. The feds take him to outskirt town, put him in his car, scatter broken glass around it, have him slumped over the steering wheel like he'd been shot, and photograph the whole scene. Then police show up at Valerie's door and tell her that her husband is dead. She puts on a whole show shocked and started crying. Then they leave. Then John shows her the staged photo and tells her the hitman wants an extra $3,000 to handle the daughter. Valerie agrees and immediately starts talking about deleting their messages in case they get caught. What she doesn't know is that John is wearing a wire. The FBI busts in and arrests her on the spot. She takes a plea deal and gets sentenced to 4 years in prison.